Hey guys, welcome back to our channel Knowledge Keen, and this is going to be another episode on React. Today we are going to see how to destructure props, and also we are going to see another important concept, that is spread operator. It is going to be, we are going to widely use it, and in TypeScript and latest JavaScript we use spread operator very widely. Okay, so we recursively use it a bit more. So today, as I said, that we are going to see destructuring. Destructuring concept is not started in React. Okay, first of all we need to understand that it is one of the core concept of JavaScript, and it came a long while back. So we started to use this more aggressively in React, you can say. So in this video we are going to see how to destructure objects and arrays, and then how we are going to implement it in props, basically in React. So without wasting any time, let's go back to our previous example, and here's it. So let me just create a new file because it's a new thing that we are going to learn. So it's a new file. So let's say that I'll just destructuring props.js. No space or lowercase. I usually mention the file in all lowercase. It's up to you how you want to do it. There is no good or a bad way to do things. It depends on the company. So let's start. The first thing, I'll just write const destructuring something in props. I'll just mention the same name to the file, and this is a simple JavaScript function. Either you start writing something like this, or old school is also good. I'll just say destructuring props, and we are good with this. So anyway, we have seen this before. So export default, right, function, and here it's going to be a first a component, a simple component, and the same component, I'll just remove all the other ones. We are going to load the same component in our app.js. So I'll just remove the previous one and I'll just add this one. Let me quickly import it. So it has been imported at the beginning, and let me just do something similar. Return, my component should return something. I'll just mention the name. Oops, did I miss something? Okay, I think, okay, I know what was the problem. We are going to see. So destructuring props, I just removed, I did nothing. I just removed all the additional code in the app.js. You need to make it a bit slower. I know I was pretty fast to do the creation of the component, but if you want to understand how I did that, just make the speed a bit slower than what it is. You'll understand. But don't worry about it. In each of the example we are going to see, in each file, we are going to create the component again and again. So there is no worries that you didn't get what exactly I am doing. In each example, a new component. Let's try to do that. So I don't want nothing. I'll just start writing simple JavaScript array. So how do we write it? We usually do var arr, but here, as we are using TypeScript, we will say let arr. So ES6, a bit latest one. It's not TypeScript, it's the latest JavaScript. Arr, let's say that 10, 20, and 30. To understand what is this, okay, to understand what is destructuring, we need to, we'll simply create, instead of 10, 20, 30, let me just say that 1 and 2, some string array, because I don't want you to be confused. So let me say that arr equal to something, and next, on the next line, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create another variable. Let's say array. Okay, so this is another thing that we are learning. You can even declare array in strings. Red, green, oops, not strings, it's red, green, and blue equal to arr. You see what I did here? Okay, so in the first line, let me just make it a bit bigger. In the first line, we created an array which has a value like 1, 2 and 3 string values. On the next line, we have created a array of variables, okay, and equal to, we assigned the previous array. So in short, it would be something like this, that something like this. It would be equal to this. Okay, so just to make it clear, it would be something like this. But what exactly we are doing? So we are assigning the first index, that is index 0 of an array. We have seen what is arrays and indexes. If you don't know what are arrays and indexes, please go visit our JavaScript lecture. I'll just try to mention the link or the video caption so that you can easily track it. But let's not go there, and let's continue here. So the first index, that is red, okay, will always get the first index of the value. So if I just try to print console.log, I say red, comma, red. So in console.log is very powerful. It's very easy to use. So what I'm doing, I'm printing two values at once. The first value is string red, and in the second line, comma, in the same line, in the same console line, it will print another value, the value of red. So let me just print like green and blue. So let me just add a capital so that you should not be confused that I'm just printing this thing. So green and blue. Well, let me just capitalize all of them. Let's not get confused. So I printed these values, and if we just go to our console, our favorite console, you can see red is 1, green is 2 and blue is 3. Simple. So what we did over here, what this example says, we are destructuring the original array, okay, that is 1, 2 and 3 ARR, and we took one value from that array, and in the new line, when there is a new array we are declaring, we just started putting the values into that. So this is something which is destructuring. We'll try to learn this with some more examples. So let's say that this was the first example. Let me just quickly give you one more. So let's say that I declare let a comma b. What I want to do is a and b. I am putting the values in an array. So this is how it would look. So let's say that if I do this, so now 1 would go into A, 2 will go into B. We have seen this in the previous example. To understand this better, console.log, let's try to print this value, A comma B. It should print in the console 1 comma 2. Let me just refresh it, 1 and 2. Understood? Simple. If you just want to do it a bit more understandable, if you want to print it a bit in a more understanding way, so see, I missed a comma, my bad. See, A equal to 1, B equal to 2. Easy? I hope this is easy. Now, what will happen, think for a minute, what will happen if I just add a C? Let me just declare this C as well. So pause the video for a minute. Think that what would be the value of C. Let me do this, that C equal to C. So I'm just printing the value of C. Pause this video for a minute. I'll wait for you. Think what A would print, B would print and C would print, and I'll just reveal the answer in a minute. And the answer to this is C would be undefined. Why? It will not throw an error, because what JavaScript does is 1 goes to A, 2 goes to B, but there is nothing which goes to C. So we are still declaring C, and that's the reason it is undefined. There is no values which are going to C. I hope this is making sense and it is getting pretty easy. Let's do it vice versa. So what I would do is I'll just remove C. I don't want C, and I'll do something like this. So I don't have any C now. So I just have A and B. What do you think the value of 1 and 2 would be? Again, pause for a minute, half a minute, and just check what exactly the answer would be. I know this is getting very easier for you. The answer is A equal to 1, B equal to 2. So we are ignoring 3. There is no 3. It's pretty easy. Yep. Now let's make a bit more complicated. So again, let me just add something like this, 100 and a 200, because we are going to make it complicated, right? Now what I'm doing, A equal to 10, B equal to 20. Think for a minute and let me know what would be the value of A and B. So I am pretty sure that with all the previous explanation, you got the right answer. So the correct answer is A equal to, refresh, A equal to 100 and B equal to 200. So we are overriding the values. And if I just don't declare the value of, I just say B, right? So, and my bad, sorry, B equal to 20. I just want to keep this B and I don't pass any value to B. What do you think the answer would be? Again, you're very smart. So A is 100. A is 100. We are putting the first value into the first value. So A is 100. B, there is nothing we are going to rewrite. So B will stay as it is. B would be 20. This is the basics of JavaScript, and most of the people who are writing code in React or JavaScript doesn't know this. Okay, do not have an understanding of this. This is pretty easy and it is very powerful, and we are going to continuously we are going to use this. Okay, we are going to use this a lot. Okay, so as now we were continuously doing like these things with arrays, right? Now let's do the same thing with objects. So let's, instead of an array or anything else, we'll simply declare let user equal to object. Again, we have seen what is arrays, what is objects in JavaScript. So please go ahead and visit if you don't know what object is. The key is 1. I just simply say, and name is our favorite knowledge key. Where does the L come in between? Okay. So I declare a simple object with an ID and with a name. What I want to do is I want to destructure it. That means I just want to take only one value from this whole object. It can be too much. So I can have like age, I can have like salary or multiple keys. But out of all these keys, I just want to take only one single value. So how you are going to do this? The simple, most easiest way. Okay, let me just redeclare this. Okay, I would do let curly braces name equal to user. So what I am doing over here is I am just picking name from this whole user object. So in short, what is this? It would be something like this: name equal ID1 and name knowledge team, right? So out of this, I'll just pick only name and I'll print it. So if you just want to print this, console.log name, that is going to give you the actual name. The only problem with this, you cannot change this. So if you try to do this, that is undefined. So that is one of a big problem over here. What it is trying to do is, it is trying to search my name in the whole object. Okay, do you see any my name as a key? No, there is no key called as my name, and as a result it is not able to find that, and that's the reason it gives you an undefined. So how you have to destructurize it? It should be the exact key of your object. So if it is name, it should be name. If it is something else, it should be something else, right? You have to remember that. This is one important rule, you can say, but this will help. So if you just want to like pick both of them, ID and name, you can do the same thing. ID and name. Same. ID is 1, name is knowledge key. Easy, right? So working with object is also exactly same as we do it with arrays. And destructuring props is this. this concept that we are seeing exactly right now is nothing but destructuring props. I am going to show you an example. Don't worry about it. Let's stay back a bit and see. So we have seen this, okay? Ignore the written part. So we were just seeing. I want to keep you aligned with React and with JavaScript concepts. So we are seeing this whole JavaScript logic in React file. So okay, we did. I think all the other things that you were seeing, like objects and passing default values and everything, that basically you can do it with objects as well. Let's jump on to another very important concept of JavaScript, that is spread operator. Most of the people don't know what is a spread operator, but it is absolutely important concept. Spread operator, basically the name itself says that it spreads, okay? It spreads something. So here something is basically the iterables. What are iterables now? We have seen this in a previous JavaScript video. I'm not going to say this continuously, but what are iterables? Simple arrays. Even string is an array of characters, and that's the reason string is also considered as iterables, and many more. So simple object is not iterable because we don't loop into an object. Remember this, because we get confused usually that if we can spread array, then basically we can spread object. We cannot spread object. Spread operator only and only works on iterables, that is something which loops, okay? Where basically you'll just add a for loop to make it more simple. Can you add a for loop on an object? No. You can add a for loop on an array? Yes. So spread operator will work on arrays. How should we do this? Let's say that I have nowheres. Let ARR, a simple short form we usually use for array, 10, 20 and 30. So this is a simple array, okay? And how do you want to print this? Okay, I just want to spread it. The easiest way to spread an array is 3 dots, okay? ARR. If you just print this, see 10, 20 and 30. So what is the difference then printing ARR and printing dot 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 ARR? If you just want to see this, see the first dot dot dot, or let me not confuse you guys, let me just print it on 2 different lines. Refresh. In the first line you can see that we are printing the whole array as it is, and in the next line we are spreading it. That means we are just picking each individual value and just printing it in a straight line, that is 10, 20 and 30. So this is something which is spread operator. Understand? Okay, so let's see this with some more interesting examples. So let's say that I have ARR, okay, and I have, let's say that num, because we are working with nums, and this is num2. So it has like 40 and 50. What I want over here is that there should be a third variable, okay, like num or result, let's call it as result, equal to, I want something like this, 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50. Okay, I want this end result, something like this. So what we'll usually do, we'll just like add some for loops in the first array or and again in the second array, and we start pushing into the new third array, which is really very bad. Okay, bad way of doing it. And in this case, the spread operator comes into picture. So let's say that I have the first initial values 10, 20 and 30, right? So if we just print like console.log result, result, let's say that result, if we just say it is 10, 20 and 30. So where is 40 and 50? 40 and 50 you can just spread. As I said, it just spreads it out. Okay, it removes the array and prints all the values one by one. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll just say num. See, 10, 20, 30, these are hard-coded values that I have entered, and then I am spreading the second one, 40 and 50. I don't want to spread the first one, right? So if I just refresh, you can see now result is having 5 values, 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50. So 40 and 50 got spread. Okay, so it like first 40 got into like result, and then 50 also came into result. The same thing, more interestingly, I can do with spread num as well. So if you just save it, refresh it, the end result would still be the same. And this is how you usually utilize the spread operator. It is this powerful. You don't need any loops, any kind of like for loop, while loop, and just pushing and popping or doing any kind of additional stuff. Just in one single line, you merged like two different arrays into one. Interesting concept. You can do this vice versa as well. So now what we were doing, we were spreading two different values in an array. So now I was in an array, okay, square brackets, and putting it into result. What if I want to do it in an opposite way? So what I want to do is, let's take a new example. Let num equal to, so this is also an array, 10, 20 and 30. I don't want to console. What I want to do is, let's say that I want to, oh, why am I writing a console? So I want two different arrays equal to 10, 20, 30. What do you think the value of A equal to would be, and value of B equal to would be? So let me just add some spaces. What do you think now A would have? We have seen this in destructuring. We are combining destructuring as well as spread operator into one. So now you have to guess what would be the value in A and what would be the value in B. I'll come back in a minute. I hope you have solved this, and let's see if you're correct or not. Refresh. A equal to 10 and B is a subset of this new array. So now first value goes into first. So the 10 will always go into A. 20 will not go into B. So all the remaining values like 20 and 30, all the remaining values will go into B. Understood? See the output. This is how the destructuring and spread operator and combination works. What if I want to do it the other way? Let's say I want to spread B first and then I want to put A. I'll give you another minute, think over it, and then let's compare your answers. So the answer for this would be an error. You cannot add destructuring, you cannot add basically spread operator at the beginning of an array. See, you cannot spread when you're trying to spread it first and then you're putting something. So logically it won't work, right? Think that you're spreading, that means 20, 10, 20 and 30. You're trying to put all the values into B. So what you are going to put in A? It is not going to be undefined, because what you're saying on line number 3 is put everything into B and A. And there is nothing that we can put it into A, and that's the reason this kind of example never works. Your spread operator should always be at the end of the declaration, something like initially what we did, something like this. This is the right way to do this. You can add like this: A, C and B. So A will get 10, C will get 20, and B will get the remaining values. C. B will get the remaining values 30. We have not printed C, sorry. So this is how your whole destructuring and your whole spread operator and everything works. Now our topic was destructuring props. So we went through all of that just to learn one simple single concept, that is destructuring props, and we are going to see it right now. So let's say that I have multiple properties. I have like one, so you can have a string or number, whatever you want. I have like age, 10. I'm just taking random values. Name. This is not a random value. We always know what it is going to be. Knowledge scheme. So I am passing 3 different properties to my component. So this is the destructuring props is my component. and I'm passing 3 properties. So usually, do we write here 3 different things? No, we just say props. And if you just try to like print in a console props, you're going to see an object. All the properties, all the attributes that you pass to a component, they are treated as an object. See, we have printed it over here. So all the things that I'm passing, they are not passing as a parameters. They are being passed as an object, one single object. So you know how to destructure an object. So instead of doing this, what I can basically do, I can initially destructure all the things that I want. I just want like age and ID from the properties. I don't want name. Let name be ignored. So I can say ID and age, and it will print ID and age. I also want like name in this. I'll just print the name. See, you have 1, 10 and knowledge scheme. So this is how destructuring of props, spread operator and the whole concept of destructuring works. I know this video was a bit lengthy, but this was necessary for you to understand what this all concept is all about. I hope it was interesting. Please give us a thumbs up and do let me know in the comments what are the things that I have missed or what exactly you want to know more about destructuring.